Alright everybody, how y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel. Now what you see in front of me is what a PC that my neighbor brought to me, hoping for some redemption. Looking at this motherboard here, I mean this is old school here. This is what I used to build my PCs off of back in the days, back in the early to late 80s, early 90s, late 90s, until everything started upgrading. You know, our PC has took turn for better. Now, if y'all think that you could game off a 1-core, 2-thread socket 775 processor, then y'all please show me, because I would like to see it. Now, this is just your basic office clerical PC. If you did game off of it, it was just basically simple, easy games. 800 by 600 CRT monitors, the basic stuff. Now, this motherboard here has this is not no PCIe Express 16 or 8. This is your AGP 4X to 8X. You got your 3 PCIe's. Now the memory goes up to 2 GB DDR2, 800 non-ECC. Here you have your IDEs and your floppy connects on the side right here. Here's your SATA, which holds SATA 1.5 gigabytes per second. Your BIOS. This is the ABIT SG80 version 1.1. Now here, this is your Intel Pentium 4 531, 1 core, 2 threads, frequency at 3.0 megahertz. Thermal design power is 84. Thermal design power is like I said, this is just your basic tier builds back in the days, where you just basically use it just for the browser internet and just do your office clerical work. That's it. Now on the back it has the your basic, your VGA, your D-sub. I don't know if these are 2.0 or 1.1 USBs. Here, don't get this confused, people. Now back in the days, Ethernet was on 10 to 100. In today's population, in 2022, our Ethernet ports are on 10 to 100, 1000 plus. Yes, with all the gigahertz speed that's going on with our Xfinity, Comcast cable, and etc. Yeah, if I connect this to my internet right now from Xfinity, I will fry this because my speeds are way too fast for this. This is just your basic. This is basically used for your DSL. I know a lot of y'all still on DSL, so some of us not on DSL no more. But this is just for basically your DSL Ethernet port. Here you have your audio, your line out, your mic, your audio input. Basically, just like I said, this is just your basic tier motherboard here. Just like I said, I'm not demoralizing it. It brings back some good old memories. So you know, you cannot go wrong with this. But back in the days where we was doing it, boy, we were building our little PCs. You know, we went head on and go ahead on and let me show you the case. Go ahead on and get the case with the power supply already added onto it. Now I have the power supply right there, which is a little on the dirty side. But you cannot go wrong with it. This is a 350 watt power supply. Yeah, these is by Cogent. So yeah, these back in the days where you had the power supply in the case already, and you hope that was some good basic power supply. As you see here, it is non-efficient. So these are your basic non-efficient power supply. This is what I'm telling y'all. This is what we was on back in the old school days. The Wattage input on this here is 375 watts. Now, here's the memory right here. Let me swing it over. Drop it down, so. Here's the memory right here. Now here he's on 1.5 gigahertz of memory. One is from Super Talent. This is your DDR 400, PC 3200. This is your 512 gigabyte, and this here is your 1 gigabyte. So yes, he was on 1.5 gigabytes of memory. Now the motherboard goes up to 2 gigabytes only. After 2 gigabytes, that is it. Now, the options I have for him, because he say he wants, he still love, he say he loved this computer to death. My thing is, I think he found this is into on the side of the road somewhere, into a junk, or somebody gave it to him, and he came to me asking me, can I restore it? Now he wants me to put a new motherboard. It could, like I said, it could be a socket 775. Now y'all keep in mind, as y'all saw the case, I'm gonna show the case to y'all one more time. Y'all saw the case. Now the case holds up to two 80mm fans, one in the back, one up front. It has no cable management whatsoever. But I could go ahead and work it. Probably through these little cutouts here, but I'll be damn, I'm gonna be building anything in this case here. Just like I said, I have no issues with it. He wants me to reuse the case for a brand new spanking motherboard that holds and supports Windows 10. It could be an FM2, it could be an AM3, AM3 Plus, socket 1150, 1151, AM4s, LGA 1200, and LGA 1700. Now y'all know me, I ain't no damn fool. I would not do that. But the thing here, I gave him options. Just like I say, he just want to use it just to browse the internet and do office clerical. So the only option I could do here is put another LGA 775 in here. Windows 10, Windows 7, or Windows 8, it don't matter, because if I put Windows 10 in 3 years, it's going to be obsolete. You will lose your security updates on Windows 10, and then he has to go into a whole entire build that he is on a budget, and I don't think he's going to go ahead and afford the new 1200. I mean, I did the price of this build for $530 or 600 tops using the latest gear. I don't care if it's Corsair, Thermaltake, it don't matter. I could go mini, micro, or ITX, it don't matter, or ATX. But the way my neighbor is, he is budget friendly, and he sit down and say he loved this PC. So I'm gonna go over the options with him. Option number one is I could put the E7300 in there, 2 cores, 2 threads, 8 gigabytes of RAM. It's on the Intel DQ45CB. Yes, I had that motherboard. Just like I said, it really not an issue with it. It did its thing. I moved on from it because I'm doing different things with it. All my CPUs, all my central processing units, yes, which is PCs, personal computer, or as what I call them now, entertainment consoles. They go ahead on, all my PCs are tied up to my TVs, 1080p, 4K. We going good, we going strong. Y'all know what I'm messing with here. I don't need to explain anything on camera or show y'all what I'm messing with here. Y'all know it. Y'all, if y'all watch my videos, or if not missing, I'll put maybe 3 or 4 of them in the link below, so you can go ahead and click on them. Y'all messing with the Ryzen 5 3600, the FM2, Athlon 4 cores, 4 threads, 760K. The A12 9800. That's just basic builds. I'm on the Intel Q9550 4 cores, 4 threads. So yes, you can still use 4 cores, 4 threads in 2022. No, don't let no tech enthusiast tell you wrong. You still can use 4 cores, 4 threads, or 4 cores, 8 threads. Only depends on what you're doing with it. Now, if you know you're gonna go ahead and do more, you want more from your PC, then you need to go high. You need to go ahead and take it up on the high end level, which are 8 cores, 16 threads, or 12 cores, 24 threads plus. That's it. Now, but for my neighbor's build here, is that you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's a cute motherboard. You know, I'm not going. Like I said, I'm not demoralizing it because I do have a AGP card here from ASUS. Damn good AGP card, but he will not be getting that because I brought that card for my purposes needs only, and I was on 4 gigabyte of RAM using that AGP card, so that card was a beast. Still is. But just like I said, the options I have for him are the E7300, 8 gigabyte of RAM. Just like I said, it's on the Intel DQ45CB, or I could go ahead on to something else. Or you could go with the E8600, which is another 2-core, 2 threads processor. Now the 8600 is 3 gigahertz. The E7300 is 2.8 gigahertz. And the last option he could go up to is the Q8400S. That's 4 cores, 4 threads. You're looking at about 2.7 base gigahertz. TDP is 65 watts because I'm trying to keep it on the stock cooler. I haven't really cleaned. I cleaned the CPU cooler here. The CPU cooler is damn clean, but I haven't cleaned the fans yet. I'll be going over these options for him. Yeah, it's just a quick clean on the fan. So the fan is very quiet. The CPU cooler is heavy, so I know I could go ahead and cool up to 100 thermal design power. But yeah, as you see here, I'm gonna show you the IDE cables here. Yeah, he has his IDE DVD-ROM drive in there. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. You know, I have his hard drives here. This is one of them on 160 gigabyte. This is your SATA 1.5. So this is your very first hard drives that came out. Matter of fact, let me correct that. This is the SATA 2 3.5. This is 7200 RPM. And this here is your, now some of y'all may not know this here, but I'm gonna show it to you right here in the corner. It's a 40 gigabyte. This is for extra storage. ATA 133. So some of y'all may not know your IDEs. Yes, sir. Old school style. And we loved it. So this is old school back in the days at its best. Now just like I said, the motherboard holds up to SATA. Just shows your basic SATA 1.5 gigabyte. So you know, even though all SATA drives are backwards compatible, you will not get the full speed of the RPM of the 7200 RPM hard drive. So it's not really an issue with that, but I'm gonna go ahead over those 3 options to see what he's gonna do. Because what I'm getting from him, the vibe I'm getting from him, is that he wants me to go ahead on and buy all the parts out my damn pockets, which that's not happening at all. And I do have a good heart, but if I keep building PCs for everybody and just handing them out for free, out my pocket expense, I'll be sleeping on the streets. And just like Geek Outdoors said, you know, don't take things for granted. And this man been finding everything he could have been throwing at me. A tenant got thrown out their apartment, and I think this is their build that he went ahead on and scrambled through the junk downstairs through their stuff and found their little laptop. And I think this is probably their they desktop here. So it is what it is. Just like I said, I'll be going over those options with him. If we don't agree to it, then I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it up, put it back together, and hand it to him. All right, then I'm gonna do like I said, I'm gonna see what he's gonna say, and if he don't agree to it, just like I said, I'm just gonna put it back together, clean it up for him, which I don't mind doing it. Y'all see me do a lot of PC cleans on my channel, so that's a blessing right there. I could go ahead and give y'all those videos. And it is what it is. Let me just go ahead and see his options are. Just like I said, now the CPU do not have any integrated video, so this is just a non-integrated CPU, so there's no video coming out here. So whatever AGP card they had in here, they removed it. You know, they probably upgraded the memory up to 2 gigabytes. They stripped it, so everything went back to basic normal. Just like I said, he found this here. I'm gonna see what his options are, and I'm gonna see if he would like to go head on with one of the options I have with them. And if not, then I'm just gonna clean it up and hand it back to him. All right, y'all stand by for the conclusion of this video. All right, everybody, welcome back to part 2 of the video. Now, as you see, I got everything pretty much situated there. I got to go ahead on and clean the case out. Here, I got to go ahead on and clean the power supply, clean the CPU cooler fan. You know, it's a little dirty and dusty. You can go ahead and see all the dust and stuff sitting onto it. So once I go ahead on and do that, then I'm just going ahead and give it a good clean down, and just go ahead and do what I gotta do. Now, just like I said, I had gave him options for the rebuild, and once I go ahead on and get into that, now I got his price list ready here. Now the option, as you see, I got the price list. You got option 1, which is $219.94. Option 2 is $231.94, and option 3 is $223.94. Now I'm gonna be going over option 1. Option 1 is on the Intel DQ45CB, or I could go ahead and find him another motherboard within the price range. But once I find him another motherboard, it's gonna go ahead and break it out a little bit. I explained that to him to see what his options are. It's going to be on the Intel DQ45CB. Now, he could go 2 cores, 2 threads with it, because it's just like I said, what you're looking at here, just basically your basic office build. And it's him or his friend really like this build here. So, and I'm kind of like looking at certain parts of the motherboard. I'll be getting into that there. As well, let me go ahead over to the price list here. It's on the Intel DQ45CB. The Intel E7300, the DimenCube memory, which is 8 gigabyte sticks, because it's 2 gigabyte per sticks on quad channel. So that's just how it goes. That's best for him. It's gonna be on the ADATA SU 250 gigabyte SSD. It's gonna be a Windows 7 Pro 64-bit, because that's what the motherboard support on Windows XP or Windows 7. Now, just keep in mind, viewers, that everybody's still using Windows 7, Windows 8.1, and a lot of y'all use Windows 10 for the gaming compatibility and using OBS. Because OBS works only on Windows 10. It don't work on Windows 8. So, but just like I said, he's just gonna be basically doing some typing and browsing the internet. So this works for him. He's going to be on the PC cases, the do-it-yourself PC Solo T2 Blue. I'm putting the Apiva CFS 12S Black. Those are the fans I had used for my do-it-yourself Solo T2 Red. You're going to be putting them on the NVIDIA Quadro FX 580. And for the power supply, it's going to be on the Thermaltake Smart Series 430 watt, 80 plus white. Now that is $219.94. Option 2 is the same thing. Only thing he'll be increasing to is the Intel E8600 2-core 2 threads, and that the price is $231.94. Now option 3, if you go with option 3, that's what I want him on, because 4 cores, 4 threads for this system works for him. And if you're using a 1080p 60 hertz monitor, everything will go ahead and flow fine for that there. So that'll be on the Intel Q8400S, 4 cores, 4 threads, same specs. Gonna be on Windows 7 Pro, 64-bit operating system, and it's gonna be $223.94. Now, if we don't go with those options there, then I just go ahead on and just like I said, I'm gonna clean it out and just hand it back to him. Now, one thing I noticed on the motherboard here is that y'all gonna go ahead and see it when I show it to you. That black spot right there. I don't know if it's burnt out or anything like that, but when I put it back together, I'm going to go ahead on and see if it boots up. And then just like I said, the CPU is the Intel Pentium 4 531. I went over that there in the video already. So here's your AGP slot right here. So yeah, and then you got your PCIe's right there. So it's just like I said, your basic simple motherboard there. Here is your Ethernet 10100. Those are hopefully, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a hypothesis on this. Said those might be your 2.0s. When I looked up the information, it didn't really get into it, or it could be your 1.1s. We're gonna find out and see if that's the case. But other than that, just like I said, I'm going to be getting into the build, the cleaning of it. I'm going to rebuild it, and that's why basically it. So I'm excited. Let's do this. Alright everybody, I am back. Thank y'all for watching. For me, doing my thing, getting everything ready. She's clean. Just like I said, it's a basic build. The good note, she booted up. As I was going through the procedure, I found out that I have to replace the battery. Don't have no operating system, so you gotta put an operating system on. And just like I said, with this build here, it's on a 1-core 2-thread processor. It's on the Intel Pentium 4 Celeron 531. 3 gigahertz. Just it. 1 core and 2 threads is basic internet. That's it. It do have a 10-100, and you're gonna use that. Back in those days, a 10-100 was just basically DSL, the first beginning of DSL. One thing I love about our technology world is that everything evolved to where we could do more with our systems. You know, we are basically content creators. You know, you could go ahead and live stream, game, etc. And you know, they still have basic bills where you want to sit down here and chill, watch a Hulu, Netflix, Sling TV, Disney Plus, whatever you like, you could do that. Or you just sit down here and use just for basic off the cliff use, or running your own home business, or a business you open up, such as a coffee shop, clothing store, using your POS system, which is your cash register system anyway. One thing I noticed, the fan on this power supply is done. It started up, it's running, but it spins slowly, and if you keep using this, you end up blowing that out. The stock cooler work, I added another fan to it. What I would recommend him to do is just basically install. We could put Windows 7 on it, 32-bit, because it goes up to only 2 gigabyte of memory, DDR2. Yeah, 400 speed. So that's about basically it. It does have an AGP slot you can add on to it, and if you want to add an 10-1000 to your PCI 32-bit, yeah, this is basically a 32-bit board there, so there's not too much you can really do to it. But other than that, if he was going through the options I gave him with option 1, option 2, or option 3, I can go ahead and take out the 160 gigabyte SATA 2 hard drive, which is 7200 RPM. This matrix is only it's an IDE. We don't use IDEs no more. So, but when I saw this building, I know where I was going at with it. I knew that I already knew where to go with it. I already knew what type of generation this PC came from. This PC came from the early 1990 era. So, just like I said, 1 core, 2 threads came out in 2005. I looked it up on CPU World, so trust me, I got all the information at the fingertips of my palm and my hands, and I just input the knowledge. Other than that, she's clean. When I speak to Mr. Carter about this, I will find out what his options are. Just like I said earlier, that he wanted me to put a new motherboard in here off my expense, new power supply, pretty much new everything, new case, new power. Just like I said, new everything off my expense. And just like I said, I'm just gonna be real with you. Excuse the profanity. That shit is not happening. Not with me. I don't know what world, what generation, but it's just not happening with me. Just like I said, I'm gonna go with the options with him. If you agree to it, fine. If not, then he can take this back upstairs, because what he's doing here is, and I kind of caught it, just like I said, with the laptop you want me to fix, I just ordered the power cable to it, and he needs to go ahead on and buy a new product key of Windows 10, because that HP laptop holds Windows 10 on it. So, and it's just on a regular NVMe M.2 drive. So that's no issue. But what he's doing is he's finding stuff and having me trying to fix it. He's been paying for small stuff, but this is this is going to be a big thing here. So just like I said, I try to keep everything under 300. If he muscles 300 for it, then I'd be glad to resurface the build and put Windows 7 64-bit professional on it. Now y'all talking, so why I can't put a better board in for Windows 10, because all he's going to be doing is, he can use Windows 10, all he's going to be doing is a office clerical and browsing the internet, and he could use Windows 7. Keep that in mind. About 2.5 million people say use Windows 7. 1.8 million people say use Windows XP. You just got to go through the issues and re-updating everything in Windows XP. But other than that, I want to thank y'all for watching. You know, she looks nice, good, and clean. I'll give him the breakdowns of what he needs to do. Just like I said, I already know what he's going to do is he's not going to basically walk off from it. I did one laptop he had brought or found. Or probably stole. I don't know how he did it, but only thing I do was spend over $80 to upgrade the memory and buy the OS, which was Windows 8, and put the SSD in, which was $250. It was up to $82, and I kept everything in budget. And he couldn't do that. He couldn't muscle the money for that, but he wants to muscle the money for small things. And like I said, this is a big build here. I can thought this here, so you know. And y'all seen what I had. Y'all seen what I did in my videos. All my PCs in my house are functional. So there's no explanation onto that. So I want to thank y'all for watching. If you like this video here, go ahead and hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. I got more great content coming your way, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.